Nickay from the Pink Raven, and once again I'm back with another YouTube video. Last time I talked a little bit about the Kingdoms of Yah and what was happening with my book, and basically giving you guys a little insight into how I was structuring the book. So I ended up basically unpublishing the first two books again because I needed to, the editing that I was doing was going to change the page numbering of the book completely. So I ended up having to unpublish. So I'll be republishing or re-uploading that book at a later date sometime in May. So let's start with the room tour. I just rearranged my room and it may change at a later date, but currently this is how it looks. This is my bed. And this is my desk, which I just purchased. This here is basically how my room looks right now. So this is my shelf. These are my shelves. This is a top shelf that has all my art supplies, my books, my pens, my markers that I use for art. And then this is my shelf where I keep most of my books which I've read, my doll supplies. I currently have like the Bratz doll, which is Sasha. I also have the Monster High doll, and I have a holiday Barbie as well. Okay, so now I have my different books. I have the Akatar series. One of the books is missing due to Hurricane Irma. I also have some fashion books as well, and the books at the back are my remaining books that I have already read. Okay, so I just took down one of the baskets here. If you didn't know anything about me before, I graduated from the Fashion Institute of Technology where I studied fashion design. So I have like a huge accumulation of art supplies from fashion school as well as some extra art supplies that I bought. So I just wanted to do like a quick run through. Perhaps I could just make this entire video about just my art supplies and then do like a part 2 where I talk about my sewing supplies and then my writing supplies for those who's interested in those kind of things. Okay, so the first thing that I have right now is this roll-up pencil case, which I used throughout my 4 years studying in fashion school. I think I bought it in New York at Da Vinci. I want to say it's like this art supply store called Da Vinci, but it got closed down during COVID, so that's where I bought this from. And it's a roll-up pencil case, and this is what I store in it. It's all my pencils that I use for skin tone, including a colorless blender here. Yes, that's a colorless blender. So I use all of this here for when I am doing my skin tone rendering. So I use this with markers. So this is usually to help with like highlights and shadows, and if I need like white, to put white on top of like a marker, I have like these colored pencils that I could use. So this one here, these whites here are like different whites. I have like a charcoal white, and then I have like the Prismacolor white hair. I want to say that this is also, let me get this camera to focus. Not focusing. Okay, so this is like the super color Carandaceous super color. I hope I pronounced that properly. And I was told that this was supposed to be like the whitest colored pencil that they have, so that's why I have this. Also in the pouch I have a broken sharpener. It was supposed to be a part of like this 3 sharpener set, but this is specifically the sharpener for the colored pencils here, so that's why I have that in this pocket. Next, I have this other pencil case. This is from Blick. So if you live in New York, especially in Manhattan, you would know about Blick. So I have this pencil case from Blick, and this keeps all of my skin tone markers. Let me try to open it. This keeps all of my skin tone markers here. So I have all my skin tone markers that I have collected over the 4 years. Some of them are brand new because I added as I went along, and as you can see, most of them are Copic markers because when I was doing my little test really on what kind of markers, especially for that dark skin tones, what kind of markers are good at rendering and which markers had like the widest range of just good natural skin tone colors, I found that Copic was the choice. So this is Copic Sketch. I have a skin tone chart to go along with that, so I'll get that for you. So this is basically the skin tone chart. As you can see, I go from lightest all the way to the darkest, and then I added 3 extra colors at the end because I bought some extra markers and I wanted to test them out. But this is like my skin tone chart. Like I usually do like a base color, a mid-tone, and then I do like a shadow. So like this would be the base color, this would be like the mid-tone, and this would be the shadow. And then I would use my pencils to add more depth and more variation to this. So this is my next Blick pencil case, and this is keeping my warm grays. Let me try to open this. This is keeping all my warm grays, my blacks. I love this one here. This is the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen Big Brush Black 199, and this is like really black. This is like a very, very intense black. This also is a very intense black, extra black from AD Markers. Is it AD? Chart Pack AD Markers. Those are very intense blacks, and when I want to like do latex or basically render latex or anything that's like really super shiny black, I usually use those markers to do it. I also use like the neutral gray from Prisma Color. They have a neutral gray. I can't find it right now, but they have a neutral gray, that 90% neutral gray, which is like a really, really dark gray. And I usually like to use that along with warm gray 90% in order to get like a very good black without having to lose the effect of shadowing or layering, so to make it like look like a natural black. I also have other gray markers that I use. This is one of them. These are some of them. So I have cool grays. I don't have the entire collection, but I have cool grays, neutral grays, different sorts of grays here that I use a lot in my rendering. This is another Blick pencil case. It's smaller, and here I have like a collection of fine liners. Fine liners, let me see. Pencils. Oh, I love these. Pencils, sharpener, and pencil lead. Right, so let me put the leads to the side here. And let's talk about each of these. Just a little bit in detail. Alright, so let me get rid of this. Okay, so this here is the, let me try to get it to focus, Lee Pen Technical Drawing Pen. This is a 0.03 millimeter, I think. It should be millimeter, right? Millimeter point. To me, just the finest pen that I own. The finest point that I own. I just shifted focus. I don't know why it did that. Finest point that I own right now. not really like true, but that's how it feels right now. So basically the Lee pen, drawing pen. Okay, so I have other collections of pens. For example, my favorite pens are the Micron pens. So this is a 0.3, no, not 0.3, 0.35 millimeter tip. It's 0.3. This is the, let's see if you could see it, 0.05 micron, 0.2 millimeters. 0.2 millimeters. Let me try to get that in focus. 0.2 millimeter pen. And then we have the 01 pen, which is basically 0.25 millimeters. This one is the 05 micron, 0.45 millimeters. And lastly, we have the 08 micron, which is 0.5 millimeters. Good. So we have all the microns, and then I have this graphic pen right there. So I have this graphic pen micron as well. Sakura micron is like, they're really good pens. So I would highly recommend them if you love art. You should definitely invest in these fine liners. Okay, now for the pencils, I love mechanical pencils, especially the ones used for technical drawing. So right now, these two are 0.5 millimeter lead pencils, and I have one in blue, and I have one in red. So I think this one is the red lead pencil. That's the red lead one, and this one is the blue lead. So the reason why I have them in different color leads is because I like, when I'm drawing, I like to have like the primary or the preliminary sketch in red, and then I like to sketch over that in blue just to get like an idea of the corrections that I need to make. And then once I get that done, I would do the final drawing in pencil. Okay, so to wrap this up, I have these regular pencils from Ticonderoga. I first bought these a very, very long time ago. These are the silver, basically halogenetic, is that the word? I'm not sure. Pencils. Here they have black wood, and then they have like the silver coating. I just really like the look of them. That's why I have them. And then I have my sketching pencils here. And these are basically 0.3 millimeter leads. And the reason why I have these is because I have two of them, is because one of them is like a darker lead. This one is a darker lead, and this one is a really, really light lead. So this is like a 6H, and this might be a B, I believe. So the lead differences kind of help me with the sketching. So when I'm doing fashion sketching, I would sketch really lightly and then go over it with like fine liner, or I would go over it with the dark lead depending on what I need. And eraser, just like a really thin eraser. This here is for the container for the rest of my markers. So I have like over 40 something markers right now, and I want to collect more. These are some of the papers that I use. I have like my sketch journals. These are my sketch journals, and then these here are some binders with more sketches inside of them. This is my reference sheets. I created, like a lot of YouTubers inspired me on creating like a reference chart for all my Prismacolor pencils, which I'll show you just now. So these are, you know, the charts for my Prismacolors. And these are the charts for my markers, both Copic, Prismacolor. I had some other different markers that I didn't really like, so I got rid of them. Different, you know, shades. I have like my flats, template here. I took this exact same template and then I scaled it down to look like this. Zoe Hong is a YouTuber, fashion designer, and a YouTuber. She taught fashion school. I'm not sure where she taught fashion school. I want to believe it was in LA, but I got these flats from her. So these I did not create. These are from Zoe Hong's store. I got this from Amazon, and I will show you what is inside right now. So all I bought, I actually just saw the case that I bought it in. I bought all the colors, all the Prismacolor pencils, and I organized them by color in this chart. Here, as you can see, every single one of them organized neatly in this, did I say chart? In this pencil case. These are the metallics. We have silver, gold, and then we have this bronze. Yes, silver, gold, bronze, but the bronze isn't metallic. Then we have the neons, and then we have all the shades of gray. And here at the front, I have some other extras. I have an extra black, I have an extra white here, and I have a copper from Durant metallic copper. And then I have these fine liners here. I have these fine liners to help me with doing blonde colored hair. So that's why I have these fine liners here. I wanted to show you guys my paint, my acrylics, my acrylic paints. This is soft pastels. These are like the, it looks like crayons, soft pastels. I don't really want to open it up now. These are my pan pastels. This here is the whitest white you will ever find. So Daler Rowney Pro White. Perfect. I love it. I think I lost one and I had to buy it, and just to replace it was like really difficult. This is my neon pink acrylic paint. Acrylic gouache, it says. And then I have a few other, I have watercolor. I have a few extras. I have my paintbrush. I have like these markers here. Well, they're not actually like alcoholic marker. This is a leaf pen. So I have those. And because I go to fashion school, I have my textures. This is the last thing I want to show you before I end. These are my other cookies, and as you can see, they're really, really light. And the reason why I started doing that is so that I don't have to trace over my cookie templates whenever I want to create fashion illustrations. So this is how it would look. This is how it would start off looking. And then when I'm finished with my sketches, this is how it would look. And the idea behind this is that when I scan it in, you wouldn't see these like gray lines. They would basically just disappear. So that's it for me, my art and fashion tour. I'm going to do another tour with basically just showing you guys my sewing supplies and then my writing supplies, which I think you guys would be very interested in.